Most gardeners think they know how to fix tired soil. Throw on some compost, mix in a little manure, and call it a day. But what if that's no longer enough? You may have lush compost piles and carefully aged mulch, yet still find plants struggling, leaves yellowing, or growth completely stalled. The truth is, today's soil, especially in raised beds or intensively planted gardens, often needs more than the basics. It's not just hungry for nitrogen or phosphorus, it's starving for balance, minerals, microbial networks, and long-term structure. In this guide, discover 5 little-known yet powerfully effective materials that do what compost alone can't. These soil revivers go beyond the usual suspects to address deeper problems: compaction, mineral loss, fungal scarcity, and water mismanagement. And best of all, they're natural, safe, and time-tested by both traditional farmers and cutting-edge researchers. Let's dig into what your soil really needs and how to bring it back to life. If you've never used biochar in your garden, it might be the most powerful upgrade your soil has never seen. Made by burning organic matter in low oxygen, biochar is a form of stable carbon with an incredibly porous structure. Think of it as a microscopic apartment complex for soil microbes, plus a water and nutrient bank that plants can tap into for months, even years. Unlike compost, which breaks down quickly, biochar remains in your soil long-term. It improves water retention in dry climates and prevents leaching in wet ones, and when charged with compost tea or worm castings before application, it boosts microbial life exponentially. For gardeners facing fast-draining beds or lifeless dirt, a handful of biochar in the root zone can make all the difference. Kelp meal is made from dried and ground seaweed, typically harvested from cold, mineral-rich waters. While it may sound exotic, it's one of the gentlest, most complete plant-based fertilizers available. Kelp doesn't just feed plants, it wakes them up. It contains over 70 trace minerals, natural growth hormones like cytokinins, and complex carbohydrates that fuel microbial activity in the soil. The real magic of kelp meal is how it improves overall plant vitality. You'll often see faster flowering, deeper color, and stronger resistance to disease and drought. It works especially well in poor soils that lack micronutrients or have seen years of synthetic fertilizer use. Try adding it to your compost, top dressing around fruiting plants, or steeping it in water for a homemade garden tea. Most gardeners understand the importance of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. But what about the trace elements that often go missing? Boron, magnesium, molybdenum, and more. These minerals are vital for enzyme production, chlorophyll formation, and nutrient absorption, and they don't come back just because you added manure. Enter basalt rock dust. This finely ground volcanic rock is rich in silica and dozens of slow-release micronutrients. When added to garden beds, it doesn't act like fertilizer, it acts like a mineral buffet for soil microbes and fungi. Over time, these tiny life forms mine the dust, releasing nutrients at a pace plants can actually use. The result is healthier plants, better flavor in fruits and vegetables, and stronger root systems. You don't need a lot. Just a thin layer sprinkled over the soil surface or mixed into compost will begin to make a difference, especially over the long term. Imagine if every plant in your garden had a second root system, one that could explore farther, reach deeper, and absorb water and minerals more efficiently. That's exactly what mycorrhizal fungi do. These beneficial microbes form a symbiotic relationship with plant roots, extending their reach by miles, at least on a microscopic scale. While some fungi are naturally present in the soil, many garden beds, especially those that have been tilled, treated with chemicals, or frequently disturbed, have lost this vital network. Microisal inoculants restore it. When dusted onto seeds or roots at planting, these powders or granules latch onto the plant and begin forming hyphal threads that act like fungal highways beneath the soil. So, what does that mean for your garden? Better nutrient uptake, drought resistance, and overall resilience. You'll see the biggest improvements in perennials, trees, and deep-rooted crops, but even annual vegetables will benefit. One of the simplest yet most overlooked soil activators is dried molasses. It doesn't feed the plants directly, it feeds the soil life. Molasses is packed with simple sugars and minerals that fuel microbial explosions underground. Within days of application, beneficial bacteria and fungi begin multiplying rapidly, breaking down organic matter and releasing nutrients in the process. This boost in microbial activity can kickstart lifeless soil, helping compost break down faster, earthworms return, and roots explore deeper. Sprinkle dried molasses into your compost pile or lightly over a garden bed, then water it in. The effect is subtle at first but snowballs over time, especially when used alongside organic matter and mulch. What ties these 5 soil revivers together is that they don't work like traditional fertilizers. They don't give plants a quick jolt. Instead, they rebuild the underground ecosystem that supports every green leaf and blooming flower you see above. They make nutrients more available, water more stable, microbes more diverse, and soil more resilient. This holistic approach is what turns tired dirt into a living system, one that keeps improving with time. And while these ingredients might not be the most famous in the gardening world, they often deliver results that outperform the usual suspects. Start small. Try adding just one of these revivers to your garden this season. Observe how your soil changes, how water holds longer, plants grow stronger, and fewer inputs are needed. Then experiment with layering techniques or combinations. A bed enriched with basalt, activated with dried molasses, and boosted by fungi and kelp can become a self-sustaining powerhouse. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share this with a fellow grower. There are more powerful natural soil secrets waiting to be uncovered, and we're here to dig them up together.